G, I feel like every time we talk on the show, it gets a little like heady, right?
Okay.
And so I wanted to have fun.
Right.
We had some good, and it's good because it's a good mix of
Right.
things. But I just want to have a really fun conversation. I recently I participated in a Star Wars, it was like Star Wars fantasy camp. So for those of you who don't know, I am probably one of the biggest Star Wars fans that any of you out there know or are listening to. So if George Lucas, if you want to come on the show, come get at me. We here for you, bro. John Boyega, if you want to come get on the show, salute to John Boyega, who actually went in the media and said, yo, I want black women. I don't want anything other than black women. And then there were like his white fans across the Star Wars universe who were like, oh, what about me? He was like, yo, I want black women. That's what I want. Salute to you for being in the position that you're in and saying that. But anyway, I went to this Star Wars fantasy camp situation, and I totally nerded out. I had the costumes, I had I just totally nerded out, and I loved it.
Okay.
Right? And then I started thinking, because I go to Comic-Con, I do that. There are so many spaces that black people don't really know all the time, widespread. Like, oh, black people do that? I talk to people, and whenever I tell people I'm an avid skier, they get surprised. They're like, oh, you ski? Yeah, nigga, I ski. You mean? Let's go. I'm not doing BMX. I'm not.
Right.
But there are tons of black people I know who do that.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of us in different spaces. You got Blurred Con, you have, we just have a lot of different spaces. Another thing that I learned was big among black people was the rodeo in Houston.
Right.
Like, that's a big thing.
Oh, it's absolutely big.
So I want to know from you, what is something that you do that when you tell other black people, they're like, wait, we do that? Or an area that you might go into?
Nah, real talk, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Getting massages is like a regular
So you go
thing for me.
regularly?
I'll go regularly. Like, I'm the person that's taking out annual packages.
Oh, so you get the membership?
I get the membership and the whole thing. And, I feel like, for us, a lot of times it's hard for us to kind of like relax. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta grind. But that's something that whenever I tell people, no, I'm really into, I go hard.
You have a personal person, or you like to switch it up?
I switch it up. I'll do a Korean style massage. I'll do a Russian style massage. There's different types, Swedish massage. There's all different kinds of massages. Like the Russian massage, they do this thing with this eucalyptics, right? They take actual eucalyptic leaf, like a branch, right? And when they got they into extreme heats, right? So these saunas get hotter and hotter. Yo, they got a bucket in the sauna, and you dip the bushel of eucalyptus and you beat yourself with it. Right?
Fam,
Chill.
For some reason, when you said it, I started thinking, what they doing with this branch?
The bushel, it's eucalyptus. It's good for your skin, and you beat yourself with it.
I'm having flashbacks to go get a switch.
Right. Nah, it's not.
I know it's not that, but I know.
Yo, I'll tell you a story another time about my experience with that. But everybody interprets things differently. We love tea, but if you go to different countries, everybody kind of drinks tea a different way. We love coffee, but everybody.
Yeah.
So I had that kind of thought process. So I started digging into different countries and seeing how they experience spas. So when I went to the Russian spot, it was just completely. When I saw I saw this guy doing it. He was just in there hitting. I was just oh, okay, that's what I've seen the eucalyptus sitting. I didn't know what it was for. And then it was just but it's amazing, man. You feel so exhilarating after that.
There are different spaces that a lot of us are either curious about or that we've somehow just stumbled upon,
right,
that we ain't up on. I think that people sort of have a little bit of fear around I've never, it's fear of the unknown. It's fear of the new. I've never done this before. But I think we've got to get away from that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Social media actually has, and this is, you're going to not see me praise social media very often. This is one of the few times that you'll see me say something positive about social media. But I do think that one of the positives about social media is that it exposes people to things that they may not have ever seen before.
Yes.
So as someone who's watching, if I'm watching someone who's black do something that I don't particularly associate with Black people, it then gives me a model like, oh, it's been done before.
Right.
Like I could do this, I could step into that space. Like, okay. But it also, the other thing is low key, it also helps you find the community of people who are doing it that much faster.
Exactly.
So like, you know, like, oh, I ain't the only one. I want to learn how to skateboard. I want to learn how to, you know, do whatever.
Right.
I want to learn how to mountain climb.
Absolutely.
Like I have a high school friend who's a Black woman. We don't really mess around with the cliffhanger bit. Generally.
Nah, yeah.
It's her and a whole bunch of other Black women.
Wow, it's dope.
And they climb mountains. That's
what's
their shit. Like they go across the world. And so I think that's one positive about social media. The other thing that I would say is, unfortunately, about this, some of it comes from us not knowing our own history. Because a lot of these spaces are spaces we was already in years and years and years and years and years ago.
Right.
And they got techniques and just changed them.
Right.
I'm not saying the Russians did that.
Right.
But I would imagine that at some point, I mean, the same way, I'll put it this way, the same way that there have been techniques borrowed from Eastern medicine and all sorts of other things to give us where we are holistically now.
Right.
People have been borrowing stuff from the spaces that we've been in for years.
All day.
It's like martial arts. Right. A perfect example. There are several forms of martial arts that come from Angola. Like capoeira comes from a form of martial arts that was practiced in Angola. And I know that like it's from Brazil, capoeira is from Brazil, so on and so forth, which is an Afro-Latino country. I get it. But what I'm saying is just the notion of, we think martial arts, we think, oh, this is just something that's Asian or coming from Asia. No, we was there too.
Absolutely. To get rid of those stigmas, stop being scared.
Stop being scared. And
Scared money don't make no money. Get out, try something new.
The capitalist brings it back to bread.